Okay, so we're just ready for chapter 11, which is Ravi, and I can't wait to see how he does with this math problem. Ravi, Mrs. Beam says, would you like to come up to the board? This is it, the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, ma'am, Mrs. Beam, I say quickly, correcting myself. In my hurry to get up, my knee bangs against the desk, and all my supplies fall on the floor. I don't want to miss my chance to show off my math skills, so I quickly bend down to pick up my things. My glasses start to slip down my nose, but before I can push them up, ah, something hard hits my face, hits my forehead. It's Joe Sylvester's head. Why has he done this? Bumped me with his rock hard head. Can't he see I'm trying to collect my stuff? I rub my forehead. He rubs his. His giant foot is stepping on my name card. Bigfoot, I mutter under my breath. Dylan hears me and laughs. That's rich, he says. Bigfoot just sits there, like a lump, but Dylan gets right down on the floor beside me, and he helps me to pick up my things. I thank him for his help, and then I take a deep breath and straighten my back. I am not going to allow anything to spoil this moment. This is my time to shine. I march up to the front of the class. I take the blue marker from Mrs. Beam's hand. I face the whiteboard. I look at the first problem 23 times 13. I close my eyes. I get the answer in a flash 299. But I'm not going to blurt it out and take a bow. I am going to show Mrs. Beam something she has never seen before. What you are about to witness is pure magic, a secret handed down from ancient times, I say to the class with confidence. There's complete silence in the classroom. I think Mrs. Beam's jaw just dropped. Take your time, I warn myself. I write the two numbers, one below the other, in blue marker. Then, with a red marker, I draw an arrow connecting the last digits of both of the numbers. 3 times 3 is 9, I say aloud, writing a 9 in the ones place, with the blue marker. Then I pick up a green marker and draw two arrows like a cross. 2 times 3 plus 3 times 1 is 9. I use blue again and write a 9 in the tens place. I look at the class. No one is moving. My plan is working perfectly. I draw an orange arrow connecting the tens digits of both of the numbers and then pick up the blue one again to write 2 in the hundreds place. The answer is 299, I proclaim, underlining the answer 3 times in purple. Then replacing the cap on the marker with a satisfied click. Everyone is staring shell-shocked at the board, amazed by what I had just done. Dylan Samreen grins and winks at me. I think he's impressed. If this performance has not impressed Mrs. Beam, well, nothing will. Ravi, she says very slowly, looking at the arrows on the board, your answer is correct, and your method is very colorful, but, what can she mean but? We do things a little differently here, she goes on, giving me that pity look. Next time, we don't need to see the arrows, just the numbers will do. The purple marker slips from my hand and falls to the floor. First, my manners are too Indian for her, and now my math? What will the next humiliation be? I wonder as I walk back to my desk. As if in answer to my question, I suddenly feel my feet go out from under me. I have tripped all over something, and when I fall, my glasses go skidding across the floor. What's the matter with you, Pud? Dylan calls out. Why did you trip the new kid like that? What have I done to deserve this? I haven't said a word to Bigfoot, or Joe, or Pudding, or whatever his name is. First he bumps my head, and now he trips me with his giant foot. Oh my goodness, are you hurt, Ravi? Mrs. Beam asks, rushing over to where I'm lying on the floor. I want to, one, show Joe Sylvester what I think of him and his giant foot. Two, tell Mrs. Beam that the only thing that is hurting is my pride. And three, shout at the top of my voice, my name is not Ravi. But here's what I do instead. I bite my tongue. I pick myself up. I go get my glasses. Appa's advice has gotten me nowhere. I am right back where I started. The only difference now is that, thanks to Bigfoot, I have a bump on my forehead and a huge shoe print on my name card. So that did not go the way that Ravi was hoping it would go. We'll read one more chapter. Chapter 12, Joe. When Mrs. Beam calls on the new kid to come up to the board to do the first problem, he jumps out of his seat like a jack-in-the-box on a spring. His glasses slide down his nose, and all the stuff in his desk goes flying, including the name card, which lands on the floor beside my desk. Ravi? Mrs. Beam has been calling him Ravi, but when he introduced himself earlier, I am pretty sure that he said his name was Ravi, with the accent on the second syllable. As I reach down to pick up the card, he reaches for it at the same time, and we bump heads. Ouch! Dylan gets down on the floor to help Ravi pick up his stuff, but I know what he's really up to. Quick as a flash, he takes one of those mechanical pencils and puts it right down the front of his pants. When Ravi finally makes it to the front of the class to solve the problem, he draws a bunch of crazy looking arrows on the board, each in a different color. I think it looks cool, but Mrs. Beam is not impressed. You seem pretty bummed out after that. I don't see what the difference is as long as he gets the right answer. Then, as if things weren't bad enough, Dylan sticks his foot out and trips him. That's a Dylan Sam Reeves specialty, kicking a person when they're already down. He tries to pin it on me. In other words, he tries to blame me for tripping him. But anybody with half a brain would see right through that. How could I trip him from 10 feet away? My legs are long, but they're not that long. While Ravi goes to get his glasses and Mrs. Beam decides whether she needs to call the school nurse, Dylan reaches back and swipes another one of Ravi's mechanical pencil. I feel bad for Ravi. I could definitely give him some pointers. Like, for instance, not to leave his stuff lying around and to watch out for the winking. Dylan always winks when he's up to no good. Maybe at lunch, Ravi and I will sit at the same table again. I wouldn't mind. His clothes are flat. His lunchbox is weird. But other than that, he seems okay. I've realized that Joe is very. So that's the end of that chapter. I was just thinking to myself, I've realized that Joe is really sensitive and caring, but most of the kids don't see that, right? It definitely seems to be the case for Joe. All right, we will do chapter 13 another day.